when they were created. In the day the Lord made the earth and the heavens, before any plant of the field on the earth, and before any herb of the field had grown. So wait a minute. So I got herbs, I got plants, and everything. He said, but before that, God says, I even have systems that support that. You worry about the plants and the herbs and the fruit. I got a system that will support that I didn't tell you about. He says, for the Lord God had not caused it to rain on the earth, and there was no man to till the ground. So if there's no man to till the ground, and there's no rain, how they gonna grow? God says, I took care of that. He said, but a mist went up from the earth and watered the whole face of the ground. God says, I got a system. Even if you don't see the system, I got a system. He said, I did the first irrigation system. But a mist went up from the earth and watered, get this, the whole face of the ground. So now that meant that God has a system now that supports his structure. He has a system that supports his seed. He has a system that makes sure that the seed's going to supply. I don't have to worry about anything, Richard. Now get this. And then after I got the whole system in place, then I made man. I didn't make man then say, dang it, I got to go back now and fix it. I thought it through. So that in Genesis 2:15, when I took you and I put you in the garden, I already had a system set up. Don't worry about it. Am I making sense? Just do what I say, right? And I want you to tend and to keep. That's Eved and Shamar. Eved means to worship. Shamar means to watch. So now, I have a system that will make sure all of my worshipers are taken care of. As long as you worship me, you never have to worry about anything. As long as I'm priority, it's only me, gotcha. All day, every day, every day. Don't worry about it. It makes sense. It doesn't mean, listen, if you get hungry, there's going to be fruit. You get hungry, there's some herbs, not herb. I make that clear. Somebody say, that was my deliverance right there. He said this, verse 16, and the Lord commanded man, saying, of every tree of the garden you can freely eat. So now you stable. So when I'm operating with God, y'all, I got stability, I got structure, I got seed, I got supply, I got systems. Everything is working for me. Am I making sense? Work with me. It says, just make sure that you don't eat of that one tree. But everything else is yours. Now, when I'm operating in God's operating system, I never have an economic problem. Here's what happened though. Sin, operating outside God's system. So when Adam ate of the fruit, because he told him, don't eat of this fruit, right? When they ate of the fruit of the tree of knowledge of good and evil, now get this. Remember, before sin, did everything work for you? Yes. Before sin, did you have any economic woes? No. You could have as many babies as you want. He told you to be fruitful and multiply, fill the earth. You can fill it all up, and the system gonna work, right? Yes. Now, but when I got misfocused, and I ate of the fruit, look at what happened. Because you have indeed obeyed the voice of your wife and have eaten from the tree, which I told you not to do. Adam, you're not cursed. Cursed is the ground. My irrigation system, that system that's supposed to yield fruit for you, curses the ground for your sake. In toil, you shall eat of it. You can still be productive, but now you got to work. Because it's not going to work with you like I told it to, because you messed it up. So now you got to start thinking about your own economics. Now you got to start worrying about how is it all going to work out. Before this, everything was off and popping. But now, curses the ground for your sake. In toil you shall eat of it. How often, God? All the days of your life. That whole economic system I set up, both thorns and thistles shall bring forth for you. The thorns and the thistles were not there before sin, but now thorns and thistles are a plant's defensive system. So now the ground don't trust you and the plants don't trust you. You're going to have to work hard and work with this plant and everything else, and all of us, and listen, and the water ain't coming, and the plant ain't, and its weeds not growing, and your fruit might produce, and it might not. So now your economics are on you. Verse 19, and in the sweat of your face you shall eat bread. Now that means, yeah, you can eat, but now you're outside of God's operating system, you're outside of God's economic plan, and now, baby, it's on you. And now you got to work the ground, and you got to know you're going to end up back there, because now you're going to actually have to be the nitrates that feed the plant. That when you die, your body going to deteriorate and be the nitrates that feed the plant. Listen, at first you had dominion over the system. Now you just in it. So now, Dr. Moody, so what happened with this? So now, notice, my economics were taken care of with God, right? Now what's happened? Now I got to make my own stuff happen. Go my next slide. So now, whenever I got to start doing my own economics, we're going to have problems. Genesis 4. No, we just walked through the Genesis passage. Now Adam knew Eve, and she conceived and bore Cain. And she said, I've acquired a man from the Lord. Then she bore again, and Abel comes along. Now Abel was a keeper of sheep. Why was he a keeper of sheep? Because now the sheep needed to be kept, because they're now under the influence of sin. You wasn't keeping sheep before then. Everything was all in line. Now the sheep wandering around. You got to bring them all back and keep them all in. Before that, it was sheep. Yeah. Now you chasing sheep around. But notice this. So Abel was a keeper of sheep, but Cain was a tiller of the ground. Wait a minute. I'm going to show you something. So now everybody's trying to figure out how to make their economics. One person's thinking produce, and the other one's thinking, I'm making sense. And so we done split it up. Why? Because now we got to work to eat. And so now, suddenly now, to be productive, we got to compete. To be productive now, I've got to work hard now, and I'm trying to see if what I do works better than you. And you're trying to see what you do, is it working better than me? Am I making sense? Do you see it now? You see it now? Because before sin, remember, we was all in there, fill it up. But now everything ain't working, so now you're trying to figure out, maybe your angle is the sheep. Maybe your angle is the produce. So what? And in the process of time, it came to pass. So Cain, after a couple of harvests, said, man, I'm going to bring some of my fruit from the ground to the Lord. Now notice, your dad is he was made to be a worshiper. Now you're a worker. Now, and your life is about trying to make it happen. But you said after time, you said, wait a minute, I gotta go give God something. So he comes back and he gives God some of his produce. But Abel, verse 14, brought the firstborn of his flock and their fat, which means he didn't keep nothing. And he gave it all to the Lord, right? And the Lord respected Abel and his offering, but he did not respect Cain for his offering. So now you seeing God, fire come down, whoosh, and accept the offering of your brother. And you know that if he accepts the offering, that means he's blessed. So now you see him being blessed, and you realize you ain't blessed. So now He's going to be more productive than you. God's about to breathe on this stuff more than you. So what do? You get angry. His countenance fell. Yes, look, one of my elders said, knock him off. And God was like, man, why are you mad? You could have given a right offering, but because you want to try to work me and get a leftover, that's what you did. I didn't tell you what to do. But now, what does he do? What do you do when somebody is more economically productive than you? You get jealous. And what does he do? He says this, verse 8. Now Cain talked with Abel his brother, and it came to pass when they was in the field that Cain rose up against Abel his brother and killed him. The first murder in the Bible was over economics. He's doing better than me. So now you can understand how powerful economics are.
Thank you for worshiping with us today. If you liked this message, you can find the rest at cmllcstore.com. We invite you to join us again for our extraordinary worship services every Sunday at 10:30 a.m., Sundays at 4 p.m., and Wednesdays at 7:30 p.m. Central, where Dr. Moody teaches how to understand the Bible, and you can get all your biblical questions answered. We look forward to connecting with you. We ask that you subscribe to The Rock ATX on YouTube and follow The Rock ATX on Facebook and Instagram to stay connected to all The Rock is doing. You can also get connected on our website at therockatx.org. Again, thank you for worshiping with us, and be blessed.